Hi children, these are the maths activities for Thursday the 23rd of April. First thing is mental maths. We're going to be focusing on the 7 times and 9 times tables and the speed tests. And then the second part is partitioning two decimal place numbers. So here we have the sheet for the speed tests. Just focus on 7 and 9 times tables. Have you been getting the rest of them right? See how well you can get with these tests, where the 7 times and the 9 times are seen as more difficult. Good luck there. Next thing is we're going to be partitioning two decimal place numbers. In the example here, which is how you should partition them, 6.17, 6 is your whole number. The 1 digit is 0.1 and the 7 digit is 0.07. So if you can do that for the next 10 partitioning, that would be fantastic. Okay, and the next part is to prove these activities. So here we have 3 statements about 3.47, and are they all correct? So look carefully at them. Which ones are incorrect? And how can you prove it? So if you can just get a piece of paper and work out which statement is true, which one is incorrect. And then another one is to think and talk about these. You've got 4 digits, 8, 5, 2, 3, and you've got to use those for this 2 decimal place number, something 0.6 something. You can use any 2 of the 4 digits to make different decimals with 2 decimal places. You've got to leave the 6 in the tenths. So you write the decimals in order, starting with the smallest. I've helped you at the beginning, where the smallest is 2.63, using the smallest digits possible, and the largest digit is 8.65. Which numbers can you make up that will go between those two? Good luck then. For the main activity, the learning intention is to sort regular and irregular polygons by their properties. So remember when we were looking at different 2D shapes, what were regular and irregular. The steps to success is to check angles before using them to reason and sort. Check the side lengths before using them to reason and sort. And what parallel, perpendicular and diagonal lines are telling us. Okay, so start off with read and follow the learning reminders about all the different names of the shapes, 7-sided figure, heptagon. And these are all the different shapes. Which ones are regular, which ones are irregular. And then with identifying these properties, these are different types of heptagons and which ones are not. If you have an open shape, is that a heptagon? Okay, so for the main activities, you're going to look at the practice sheets. You've got the mild shape properties. Read carefully the descriptions and see if you can draw it in the space in each box and putting down the name of the shape. Okay, look at all the properties. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you will be able to work out if they are regular or irregular shapes. Try to remember the names of the different sides of shapes. Then we've got a more difficult sheet. See if you can attempt to do some of those shapes and name them. Okay. You will have the answers. There's also a bit about, if you are a little bit stuck, to work on these. You can make your own right angle measure. The corner of a rectangle would be fine. And using a pencil, you circle which ones this angle is referring to. Is this one acute, right angle, or an obtuse? And so forth. Then we got a little investigation where you've got to investigate how many different polygons, which are shapes, you can make by drawing 5 equilateral triangles next to one another on isometric paper, which I've provided. Compare your shapes and eliminate any repeats. Reflections and rotations count as repeats. So make sure they're different shapes. Cutting out the shapes may be useful as they'll be easier to turn around or flip over. Name each shape. Decide whether it's regular or not. So if it is not regular, decide whether it is symmetrical or not. So for instance, this is using 5 equilateral triangles. And here is the description. It is a pentagon because it's got 5 sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's irregular because they're different sides and different angles. And there are no lines of symmetry. If you can see that you cannot get a line of symmetry from that shape. Good luck there. And on here you've got the resource to investigate on. Okay, and then for the big maths, it's just some slides and for you to think and work out. So here's the shape. Ravi says this is not a rectangle. Explain why he's correct. So can you remember what shape that is? And here is an answer. Both these shapes are rectangles. No, only one is. So what shape is that one that we're referring to? And then you've got some other slides. Follow it and you can tick underneath which one is a parallelogram. And then you've got some questions on triangles. You've got 2 triangles there. Find out which ones are isosceles, right angled or congruent. Now, congruent are shapes that are the same size and the same shape. And then last thing I want you to close your eyes and imagine a parallelogram. A line is drawn between one pair of opposite corners. Describe what you see. Now I'll give you a little bit of help. There are 3 types of parallelograms. Okay. Remember, a parallelogram, the property of a parallelogram is that it must have 2 opposite sides that are parallel to each other. So think carefully about that. Good luck with that. Thank you.